All eyes are on Brazil. A significant amount of the Amazon rainforest is on fire. There have been over 70,000 forest fires detected this year alone. That accounts for an 80% increase in forest fires since the same time last year. The fires have been burning for several weeks, and they are so bad that you can see them from space. This has caused a national outrage as people are struggling to find ways that they can help the rainforest, its inhabitants, and its ecosystem. But what's really going on? Hey, I'm Philly, and I like to talk about science. Today we're going to talk about the forest fires in the Amazon rainforest. Many celebrities have been sharing their outrage about the forest fires in the Amazon with their massive online followings, and I think it's great when celebrities use their platforms to bring awareness to important causes, but unfortunately, a lot of the photos that are being shared are just hashtag fake news. One of the most vocal celebrities has been Leonardo DiCaprio. He shared the following post with his 34.7 million followers. It reads, "The lungs of the earth are in flames. The Brazilian Amazon, home to 1 million indigenous people and 3 million species, has been burning for 2 weeks straight." He goes on to mention different facts that are being shared by various news outlets. The only problem is that the picture that he shared is not of the current forest fires in the Amazon. The picture that he shared is from a forest fire that happened in 2015. YouTuber Logan Paul shared the following photo that is even older than Leonardo DiCaprio's photo. His photo was taken in 1989. At least those two shared photos of the Amazon, even though they were outdated. Actor David Lisacco shared photos of not only the old Amazon, but he also showed pictures of a forest fire in Sweden and a forest fire in Montana. So it's really important if you want to share photos online that you share accurate photos. There's a blog called Mother Jones that has up-to-date photos of what's going on in the Amazon, and I'll link that post in the description box below. So in addition to the photos that are being shared, the same language is being used over and over again to explain why the situation in the Amazon is so dire. Claims like the Amazon is the lungs of the earth and that the Amazon provides 20% of the total oxygen to the earth are repeatedly made. Unfortunately, both of those claims are false. So let's dig into the science behind it. So why are people saying that the Amazon is the lungs of the earth? I guess it has to do with the fundamental understanding of how plants work. So I'm going to take y'all back to elementary science classes, and we're going to talk about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process that plants use to take water and carbon dioxide and turn it into oxygen and sugar. They use that sugar for their own processes of cellular respiration. So it's kind of like plants breathe in carbon dioxide and they exhale oxygen. But the thing is, that's how literally all plants work, not just the plants in the rainforest or forest, the plants in your backyard, and the plants on your desk, and the plants in your office, and the plants in your house. That's how all plants work. So really, any forest could be the lungs of the earth, not just the Amazon rainforest by that logic. So, the logic is completely wrong and people should stop saying that, but I totally get where they're coming from. Okay, so this explanation is a little bit more intense. Stay with me. So there was a paper published in this journal Science in 2010 by Christian Beers and a bunch of other people, but it talks about the gross primary production of plants, GPP. So what is that? The gross primary production simply is talking about how much carbon dioxide is turned into oxygen during the process of photosynthesis. From this graph, we can see that the most GPP happens in the red patches, which is all of the tropical rainforest. The paper states that 34% of the GPP happens in the tropical rainforest. We know that of the total land mass of tropical rainforest, that the Amazon is about half of that. So 34%, half of that is 17%, and you can round 17% up to 20%. But that only shows an understanding of the total GPP. It doesn't give a complete understanding of the total global oxygen supply. So to understand the full picture, we need to go back to our biology lesson. So we talked about how photosynthesis is the process that plants use to take carbon dioxide and make oxygen. They also produce a sugar in this process. The complementary process to photosynthesis is called cellular respiration. In the process of cellular respiration, plants take the sugar that they created in photosynthesis rainforest and turn that into energy by using available oxygen in the atmosphere. So really, all of the oxygen that the Amazon makes is used up by the Amazon as well, meaning that the Amazon creates oxygen and consumes it at the same rate. This leads to an effective net contribution from the entire Amazon ecosystem to be around 0. So now we at least understand where that 20% figure comes from. Again, it's super wrong and people should stop saying that, but at least we get where it's come from. So I really want to make it clear that there is so much oxygen available on Earth. We have a lot of environmental issues that we need to address, but one of them is not the global oxygen supply. We're gonna be fine. While the Amazon is not the lungs of the Earth, it does not provide 20% of oxygen to the Earth, it is still a very important ecosystem that we cannot stand to lose. If we were to lose the Amazon rainforest, we would not only lose all of the indigenous people and the rich ecosystem, we would also be in trouble because of the dangerous effects that deforestation has on climate control. The Amazon rainforest is a major carbon sink, which means it sucks a lot of the carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. So here's where the story gets tricky. At the beginning of the video, we talked about the inaccuracies that are being shared by celebrities online, but I don't think that they're doing that maliciously. I don't think that they're trying to defraud anybody. I think that they're just sharing the information that they had at the time. So the conversation that we need to be having is that the Amazon isn't burning, the Amazon is being burned. Forest fires are a natural part of a healthy forest ecosystem. Trees fall to the forest floor, debris collects up, the temperatures can get hot, it gets dry, a spark can happen, and boom, you've got a fire. This is all healthy and natural. Unfortunately, that's not what's going on in the Amazon right now. The forest fires that are raging in the Amazon have been intentionally set by farmers. They're clearing the land so that they can raise cattle on that land. And they're getting the permission to do this from the Brazilian president. So our outrage needs to be squarely pointed at the Brazilian president. We need him to make environmental concerns and issues a point of primary interest in his administration. So I'm gonna put a link in the description box below that has a list of different organizations that are working to fight the forest fires and also just are generally concerned with what's going on in the rainforest. And I think that's an appropriate next step. If there's something that you wanna do to try to help, you can donate to any one of those organizations. And so I'm just gonna put this out there. A lot of the land that's being cleared in the Amazon is being cleared to raise cattle so that they can meet the global beef demand. Perhaps it's time that we have a conversation about trying to lower our beef consumption and increase our consumption of beef substitutes. But I know that that's a bigger conversation and maybe we can have that at another time. So I hope that you found this video informative. If you did, hit that like button and let me know in the comments below. Also subscribe for more videos. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all next time. Bye.